what's up, man? It's your boy D with On the Porch. And once again, we out here on a beautiful day, sitting on the porch today. And I got my dude, Askia Bennett with, hey, I'm going to tell you like this here. With one of the best clubs in the city of New Orleans, one of the best clubs in the city of New Orleans. Man, when you check them out, when you see the things they're doing in the city and you check them out, man, you ain't gonna have no other choice but to say one of the best clubs in the city of New Orleans. But he's here today. Askia is here today to talk about that, to let y'all know about the club, to let y'all know how y'all can, if you want to get involved, how you can get involved. But also letting y'all know what they're doing. And he's representing none other than the old and new StyleFellas of the city of New Orleans. And he's sitting on my porch today, all the way from which one of them downtown areas, bro?
Out the 6.
See what I'm saying? All the way from downtown, man. All the way from downtown. He came all the way up here uptown to sit down and talk to us about this here. And I just want to thank him again. Appreciate you for coming out, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Pleasure for having.
No problem. So he down here uptown and he about to tell us about this downtown club. And the only reason why I'm good with them is because they doing great things in the city of New Orleans. Other than that, man, y'all know I ain't having no downtown club uptown, man. Y'all know how we roll uptown, man. But anyway, let's jump right into it, man. Askia, bro, appreciate you for coming out, sitting on the porch, man. So let's go right into it. Old and new StyleFellas, man. How did y'all come up with it? Who's the founder of Old and New Style?
Again, man, pleasure for having me, man. Old and New StyleFellas was originated in 1997 by my mom, Sue Press. She come from a neighborhood where it was a massive village to take all of them. Like, she come out of a household with 12 kids. My grandmother had 12. So it wasn't just her 12, it was everybody in the neighborhood. So those kids who was less fortunate or couldn't, parents probably was at work or grandmas made sure. So giving back, my mom comes from the root of that. That was her main mission, was to start Old and New StyleFellas. Take young black men, the core, that's the core of our race, of our, without a strong black man, who's gonna lead? So our mindset was to take strong black men, young men, and to mold them into strong black men, leaders, most importantly. So that's what it's. That's our, that's
the founding of it.
Yeah.
So, but she started. So in other words, you're saying she started off with young kids, young men, and started bringing them up through the ranks and saying, "Hey, look, this is how you be a young man." And when they get older, y'all bring in new young kids. Because I see all the pictures of the babies that y'all have dressed up, man. They be so dope in their suits and stuff. So that's pretty much. So what you're saying is that's pretty much how y'all go.
That's how it based off. Like, our mission was, what she only didn't start in the Tremie area in the 6th ward. She had other kids. We had kids from across the river, from out the 8th wall, from out the 9th wall, from Gentilly, from the east, when we first started. And she had all those kids. What she would do was pick us up. So like during our parade time, it'll be on a Wednesday or something, a Thursday or something. She'll have all us together. Once homework get done, we're going to try out stuff. We might go to the park. She just kept us to where it was, you know how it is in New Orleans. Different places, people may cross the river, the east. She had all us together. So it'll just be us going to Lehman Park and play. She'll pick us up after we go to where the little strip mall used to be at on Louisa, the plaza. Remember, it was the little strip mall.
Oh, you talking about where the Walmart was at? Where the Walmart? Oh yeah, I remember that strip mall. Yeah, it had a little.
Used to take us there, get fitted, go to Souls. We get our stuff, go get a snowball or something. Then, so that was our mission to not just worry about no Sunday. She had us. Y'all get to know each other. Y'all get because it's not no competition. It's y'all having fun together. That's what it's about. So growing up, it was competition. But she wanted her kids to have fun.
So what you're saying is this? Okay. So let me get this straight. So when Mom started y'all club, it was more of y'all. It wasn't just about y'all at the second line. It was about actually doing something in the neighborhood and making a change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the purpose of it wasn't to just be like, man, we gonna be second lining on Sunday. The purpose of it was to, man, I'm trying to change these boys
and give something for young kids to do. Now you see, we really don't have nothing to do. So her mindset back then was give kids something to do, something to do together with friends. So with some of the kids in the project where I stayed at in Lafitte, it was all different from my cousins to my friends in the project to those new friends that she brought into the club. Like I said, it was my brother's nephews and stuff like that, and other people she may work with, and kids who just needed help. So she brought that into the club.
Oh man, you can't say, bro. So damn, say, bro. Because all right, in New Orleans, there's a big stigmatism on second line clubs, and one of the stigmatisms is all they worry about is second line.
Right.
They just want Sunday to come up. We do this every year. We go once a year. We do this. All we want is the second line. We ain't worried about nothing else going on in the city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But to hear that y'all doing more than just that, what's you being a member, knowing this is moms, and this is what she do. This is what she did this for. How you look at that and how you take that and feel about that?
Well, to branch off from what she started, like I'm a core example of taking, young kids and having them branch off to lead us to different avenues, and me being her son is just stick out more. So not just when it came to the kids, she was like, we have to reach further than that. Who are important and who do certain things for the kids, which is the parents. So that's why we ventured out to the voter registration drive. Now, you grab the kids and you want, but our parents, the ones who vote, city council people, from different politicians that you're putting in positions. So as kids getting older, the people who voting. So that's why she come with voter registration, because she's seeing how to see education. My older brother is a teacher, he's a school teacher. So she understanding the educational aspect of what the city at. And but look, we need better people in those offices. We need to come with the voter registration drive. So besides our coat drive and stuff like that, because we ventured off like that, it was just like you said, more than just Sunday.
Right.
Sunday, we take care of that. That's two different, that's pecan pie, pumpkin pie. Like you want both, but they both two different things. So we voter registration, adopt a family, back sack, book sack drives, coat drives, school supply drives, a plethora of things. So that was just how can we reach further? Because grabbing the kids, you have certain parents may just push their kid off and like you said, second line. They will pay their little money up. No, we want your kid to get a different experience, to understand the culture. We don't get on the ground. Indian got a song, won't bow down on that dirty ground. It's Indians. Like, we don't, further than just coming up with it. Understand why you don't get on the ground. Respect yourself as an individual, as a young black man, as a black female. Cats and rats and everything run on the ground and all that. And it's good to enjoy yourself. Rolling on the ground for a block, that's not, you look too good. Represent yourself well. And all the new StyleFellas, represent yourself well.
Wow. Damn, bro. Damn.
It's bigger than just, coming out, jumping up, and it's understand what you're doing, why you're doing it.
Right.
People would love to see you more if you represent it well. Want to see you rolling on the ground. You don't see no Indians doing it. That's one thing I'm doing. You don't see no Indians getting on the ground.
No, they look. No, they and then look.
When you ever seen an Indian on the ground?
They never roll across no damn ground.
Come on. Come on. When you seen an Indian, if you ever seen an Indian on the ground, that's a message we relay.
No, you never seen.
And they're the core example of our culture. The Indians are the prime example of this. How we set a standard as second line clubs, and we let second line clubs look. We're that club who Indians are the culture, like they're the camaraderie, the togetherness, that village that we talk about. Indigenous Indians, like that. That's who it come from. So we have to mimic, definitely those things that Indians do.
Right.
We have to. The messages that they're not showing their kids to be all on the ground and to be showing them what leadership.
Right.
That little kid eventually gonna be a big chief.
Right. Because they show them leadership. Because when they walk from one neighborhood to the other, and they lead it. They lead. It's, hey, look, this is how we did it. You know what I'm saying? This is how we did it. You're right. You're right. And then they stuff, like you say, they come out, they regale you, be nice, and it's like, why I'm gonna mess something up that take me all year to do this? But you know what though? And I can see how y'all take pride in y'all things, because from my understanding, that's one thing y'all do. Y'all create your own look. Y'all do everything in house, from the design and everything.
Everything.
So explain us how that works. How that's because by creating your own design, you talking about that's something you gotta start the minute the minute y'all parade. Once y'all parade is over, it's like back to the drawing board.
Yeah. Because you gotta outdo the next year.
Right.
If you know all the new style fellas, from the year we were the band members to the year we stepped in, you became the people behind the cameras. To the year we represented my grandmother and put everything about my grandmother on us. It all comes with a creative mind, but that creative mind starts with my brother, Tyrone Trouble Miller. Like the dude. When we talk about Uptown, his daddy the greatest Indian that never masked. Everybody know Tyrone Miller. Yeah. Like if you know Indian, if you know this culture, you know him.
Right.
So that mindset where he come from, and all you see in our stuff is from Indian to, like, he conjoined the boat. Nobody ever did it. Nobody ever conjoined second line and Indian stuff and meshed it in the boat. Look at our fans from this show. Look at how everybody coming up. That's Indian work. How we do it? For Indians, that's Indian work. Right. We know what y'all doing. My mom tops, that's Indian work. They understanding it. They seeing the beat. They seeing it. You people on the side of the road, they just, the ones who know, they seeing it. But everything's done in house. And my brother, all I can say with is the boy good. The boy good.
So how long has he been designing y'all style? Now, I guess I want to know, when did y'all come up and say, you know what, we're going to be different from everybody else and we're going to start doing our own thing?
It was that the fact that you don't really know and you ask the question in a journalist way, to where it's like you ain't understand where we about to go with this, because
that's the purpose. I want you to do it.
Which I done told you, how Sundays are Sundays, but all the new style is we family, we giving back, we the community, we that club who really represent. It starts with a finish. Like we're that club. But when you ask that question there, when did he start in? We started in '97. It was years went on where he wasn't the person who was head of it. He started, we was getting little stuff, doing little touching. Was it mainly his idea, but it was him and my mom chiming. It was, so we getting stuff done. It took it's him, his friend, and they had a second line. Somebody come and, it's more than just about your belt, your decoration. It's more than just your decoration. It's about your belt and your shoes too. My brother don't say hi. If he say hi, that's all his words for the day. It's been a stamp ever since. And that had to happen in maybe 2010.
Damn. So it was
in 2010, probably a little before that, maybe like 2008. But from 2008 to 2010, like around that time, he was told that.
Damn.
And we've been stepping on the whole city ever since. So like once it,
So he took something somebody else said and was like, you know what? Since you feel that way, I'm about to show you something different. I'm about to show you something. So from 2010 to now, over 13 years, we've been the best club in the city. Like no club has come close. The creativity, the ideas, how we're putting stuff together. We change. A couple clubs do it,
More clubs have started doing it since us, but we changed. Well, first half fit, then that second half is that's what the city knows us from. Like the city knows us from when we change. So that's why our second line is a high expectation.
Right.
You know, we know what they gonna do. When my grandmother passed, it was like somebody like that's mother of the club, and she's the one beneath our wings. Like that's
right.
When Grams passed, everybody was from her funeral. Even was and thank the city. Her funeral was almost like a mini second line because of what she did in the community. So that's why my mom is that.
Definitely,
it's just a spitting image. It was her rooted, and Grams just planted my mom, and it rooted the same way.
Right.
So the village, like the giving back. So Grams. If it came to brown gravy and rice, you know how that was. A little more water, that's Grams. Everybody in the 6 wall eat. Everybody in the 6 wall know. Grams, you're going by Missy Melda, you're going, what? You're going to add a little more water. And everybody go from here to here. Or if you need a couple more, now we're going to go to here. Everybody going to eat. So moms took that, and that was, but for Grams, it was like, oh yeah. Come out there and seeing it's like, they did this? Now how they gonna top Grams? We coming like
now hold up. Now you can't forget with Grams y'all had the little medallion and everything with her face on it. You know what I'm saying? Man, what was that whole idea thought about to take that second line that year and say, you know what, it's for Grams and this how we gonna come out and do it.
It was my brother again. It's been my brother. It's all his idea. Like my mom is the kids. How you see the kids dressed up and how the kids, that's all her. They color work, they color scheme, how stuff placed, that's all her. This here is all my brother. When it comes to the men, brother, he do it all. The color coordination, from this getting pulled out, how it look, from the everything, the smallest little crack, every little is him. He's standing there. He gonna stand there and just.
Well, change that. I don't like that. Get that out of here.
He gonna have so many pieces around, and he gonna sit there. You can't. The smallest piece, this piece right here, you can't move it. That piece, he gonna need that.
Yeah.
Don't move it.
Don't touch
he gonna need this too.
Yeah.
This here gonna be like he need to see how those. Don't touch these
don't touch
pieces.
Leave that right
That's
there.
His mindset. That's why we look what we look.
When I say move it, then you move it.
To the littlest detail, every spec, everything is his mind. The color coordination, how the shoes look, how put the faces on the shoes from this year to having my grandmother and her kids' quotes in the shoes. Everything is him. Even with the king and the queen, like we tell them something, they may give us a color or two. Say they come up with 2 colors or a color apiece, the king and the queen, whatever. He gonna take their color, he gonna put it in our stuff. So they gonna look how they look. But when you look at us and you look at them, you're gonna be like, damn, everything, that's how far we go. Like that's how far it is to we gonna accommodate each other. People come to see this club.
Right.
With the king and the queen, y'all, you kinda with the king, you represent the club, but you're more representing yourself. You're royalty. We the people who we set the date. They come to see us. You're royalty, so you don't want to look any kind of way of your royalty. But we incorporate that. We make sure that everything is unified, uniform, and everything. Like that's the OLE new style way. We gonna make sure everything is to the T. Everything.
Right. Man, and dude, like with the stuff with how y'all do y'all second line, to what y'all do year round and serving the community, from the voter registration drives, the coat drive, the back to school giveaway and everything. To touch on those situations, right? How did moms come up with that idea of saying, this is what we're gonna do to give back? How did she come up, like a voter registration drive, that's huge. You know what I'm saying? How did she figure out and say, man, look, this is something we're gonna do. Every time it's time, getting ready to time to vote, we having these drives and we getting people out here to vote.
Remember I told you about that, the time period. When Obama became president, that was her. Whoa, call the troops. I'm getting him in here. If Obama ain't sent her so many thank you, Sue. And this really was him too.
Right,
like
right.
this is real.
No.
You know, certain times you got them written ones.
No.
She was so. He had to send her a personal letter. Like she got it framed up. She got it in the vote. She got it locked. He had to send her a personal letter because she was so. What? Gotta get him in there. We got this change. She was all fucked in. So when it came to locally, if he changing and trying to do more, I need to do more in my shit for a community. I need to do more for my community, most importantly, my city. So that's what she started with, just keeping the voter registration going, keeping them going. Because it was, all right, she got Obama and that was her. You can't tell her she ain't get him in. You can't tell her she ain't get him in. She got it. She was in that line of, she got him in. So her would, once that happened and he actually prevailed, he won, and she just kept having to keep up. So it was more. She had to do more for her community, for her city. Education, crime, poverty. Like she wanted to do more. Like that was just more. Like having to reach out and do more, talk to different people, all out her pocket, trying to do it. This all her, trying to do more. Just a non-profit trying to.
Damn.
Social aid and pleasure. Remember, it's not no second line. OLE new StyleFellas. Social aid and pleasure, like giving back. So that was her thriving force, was to do more.
Damn, social aid. Y'all sticking to. We provide aid to our community, and we're gonna give y'all pleasure.
Yes.
We're gonna make sure y'all. We're gonna have
Sunday
fun.
we're gonna do that. We're gonna have fun. We giving back, and that's what it's all about. Started from grounds. Off the grounds.
Damn. Say, bro. Damn, man. Like, damn, dude, you don't hear these kind of things, man. You don't hear these kind of
What
things.
you say, that what you see, if it's what that camera showing you is, they second line, and you not seeing or hearing that other clubs doing these things, all you gonna care about is second line. Look at the city. Look at what real culture, money can't buy it. Same I see. Look at the hotels, the airport, the restaurants. With all the pictures you see in there. Second line. See Indians. You rarely see Indians because they don't really, right. The picture thing not supposed to be that come from Big Duck. It's not really supposed to be, but second line. You seeing trumpets, you seeing who you seeing? You're seeing the bands, you're seeing the second line people, the umbrellas, the grand marshal, the yokes, and you seeing second line. The city thrives off of that culture, and the plethora of that culture is Indians and second line. Jazz Fest, look at that. Look at those things.
Damn, bro.
What drive the city?
We're saying that, bro. How can, man? Because like you said, the Indians got the Indian council,
The coalition.
the council coalition, where the only way you can get a Mardi Gras Indian is going through that coalition.
Right.
It ain't no such thing as I'm gonna go talk to Big Chief such and such, or this one here, but Big Chief such and such gave me this price, I don't like it, I'm going over here.
Right.
No, you gotta go through their council. And when you go through their council, it's like, okay, I want to get this group. And they say, okay, cool.
Right.
No matter what group you get, this is what you're gonna get. And this is how much it's gonna be. How can we get those second lines on that same page? Because when you look at let's keep it real. When you look at the little weddings downtown, and they had a little second line band at the end of it, all that stems from the second line club. You know what I'm saying? The second line club, that's us. You know what I'm saying? Because without us being a second line club, that band is no good.
Right. We conjoin each other.
Yeah.
We make it
We made it to what we because if there was a second line club to come up and say, let's do this, a band was not needed.
They just stand on sides and play. Like a live band,
So how can we get it to the point where the second line clubs could be like that in the city? Because this is this culture is huge.
It would take, just for us to get to that point, to where we have those type of coalitions or maybe a council board or something like that, it'd have to take the heads of each club. Like it'd have to be those higher people in club, those presidents, those vice presidents, those people coming together. And not saying that everybody's not trustworthy, but those core trustworthy people to where they're strong culture pillars where it's all about the community. They record basically unblemished. They all forgiven back. There's no discrepancies. It won't be to where every club come in agreement. Okay, we'll let them 3 people right there do it. That's the most we need. Maybe 5, 6 at the most. Look, them 4, 5 people right there. They coordinate that right there. We go through it. So Indians have that. They need feathers. They need with anything like that.
You go through
I need 2 pounds. They make a call.
Yeah.
You call some. I need such and such.
Yeah.
We don't remember I said, moms, is this all with them kids? It's all her. It's all her out of pocket, all her. She giving back. She doing what she can. Whatever the parents get, you know, she give them the rest. All her. She full for that. She want them kids to look. No half of them. The kids change too. We don't just change. And I just not know. Kids change too. That's what we want. No.
Get the little badasses in here. Let's get these clothes all right quick.
Everything. Remember I told you we was going to get fitted back in the, you know. So we changing too. Oh no, that's not. We don't just do that. It's everybody gonna get as that kid. You gonna get that experience. You might not have the same clothes on because I went through that. Like dang, looking at my brother design the alligator eye. Like seeing that as a kid, like
I want that too. And they're like, nah, you don't get that one, bro.
Get them yet, you know?
Wait till you get older, young buck.
So like we changed too. So that's yeah. Mom's full-fledged with the kids. Not so a lot of other clubs. You have clubs who they coming out with just kids. You have the girl, her name Erica in the 6th wall. She do with the kids, the True Meat kids on their Saturday. Pretty sure she could use help. You know, it could be ways for it start with stuff like that. They need to be hitting those people up. Okay, I got 12 kids. What could I get some help? Some plumes or something. Some help with some shoes or something or anything. Some material for, you know. So
right.
Definitely could use those things. But that would come with those higher up leaders in the clubs or those people who represent the clubs. But honestly, and most importantly, I would love to see it happen. Maybe I could be that branch to where, you know, once, you know, and
they
come in and
moving.
But right now, everybody worried about outdoing us. They having meetings to outdo all the new StyleFellas. That's what's going on. So the next 5 years, we could try for that, but the next 5 years, people are they club meeting. And when we came out there after April 23rd, people was having club meeting like, we worried about more than second line now. That's why we put ourselves in a position. We put ourselves in a position where Sundays, we'll see y'all. We'll catch y'all around to the third week in April, last week in April, third week in April. We'll see y'all.
We got other stuff to do.
We good.
We got other stuff to do.
Giving back to the community. Make sure our city could be better. Worry about the crime, the poverty, the education, most important. Without no education, nobody will do nothing, nothing.
Right.
So that's what we for. We on some
totally
giving back.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Everybody else though, every other club in this city is worried about outdoing us.
Man,
not saying the people not gonna want to give back. No, I'm not gonna say that. But the main focus is worried about.
Nah, but you should be worried about stuff in the city.
True. Definitely.
Your focus should be what you can give back to the people in the city, and that's the biggest thing that you guys are doing. That just outweighs everything. You know what I'm saying? Just the giving back. You know what I'm saying? And to hear how like y'all out the 6th wall, 6, 7 wall downtown Tremere area, all that, and to hear how Big Duck was an influence on everybody, because even from being from uptown, we still heard the saying that and we all and no matter what part of the city you from, everybody know Big Duck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what part of the city you from, everybody know Big Duck. Everybody know what he brings to the city of New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, we may not know that saying that everybody downtown, know that.
Don't mean it, don't say it.
You know what I'm saying? We probably don't know that, but we let y'all have that. If we wanted that from uptown, we could get it now. that what is dope. You know,
Yeah.
we wanted that, we
Yeah.
could get it. You know what I'm saying? So don't think y'all just exclusive just to that line. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I interviewed Byron Cole, he was saying it all the time. I'm
Don't
like,
mean it. Don't say it.
I'm like, man, don't think y'all just exclusive to that
Right.
line. Well, we wanted, we could get it, but dude, it's just the fact that it's the fact that how he brought the community together and what he did to bring them together. You know what I'm saying? To where you a young man,
Right.
and you know this.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He been doing this for years.
man. 3 times as long as I've been here,
Right.
he's been doing this. So
Right.
yeah.
And you a young man and you know
Yes.
this. You know what I'm saying? And like you
Yes.
said, if you went through them that Treme Center doors, you know what it's about.
From me Center to Huntersville. Yeah.
Right. So, man, I know you're not gonna be talking for everybody in the 6 and the 7, but just explain to the people what that's like to go through those doors in the Treme Center, Huntersville, and they hear that line.
Right.
You know,
We all know how it is with the uptown downtown thing. Like being a part of the Tambourine fan, that True Meat, solely separates the 6 Ball from the whole city. Like it separates because of that. You know better. That's what it's like. That's why. That's feeling. Being able to say, we know better. You know better. If you was in them camps, which a lot of people had their kids in those camps, if you played against Huntersville, played against True Meat, before our jamborees, we had to walk to Martin Luther King. Point the right way. We had to walk to that monument. From Huntersville, you had to sleep. You couldn't play if you didn't sleep in True Meat Center. So you had to sleep in True Meat Center. Only a few people know about that floor. Ooh, big duck. Oh. You had to sleep in True Meat Center. You don't sleep, you don't play. You don't sleep, you don't walk. You better not even show up.
just don't worry
Don't
about
show
it.
up. Because we had to carry our stuff, walk to the monument, say our piece, give our respect, and walk back. And then that's when we was ready to play. So coming from that, I like to be held at a high standards. I'm all for that. I'm all for people looking at me a certain way and that expectation. You know, what you expect the others is, but me, that's where I come from. So him putting us in those positions. That's what with Byron. Mama D, bless her soul. It may not be how he said, because Big Duck, when I hear Byron talk, I'm hearing Big Duck and Mama D together. I'm hearing a powerful, strong voice, a loud voice that when it's spoken and when it's being heard, everybody should be listening. Is how it may come off. Big Duck was the same way. People don't really know that. Big Duck was the same way. He's stopping games. If you're not going, the children, they the future. If he don't seem it fitting is right, he's stopping games. He's sitting down in the middle of 50-yard line in games. So just coming from that type of stuff and being held at that high standard, it just lets you know what you should be doing and how you should be doing it, and most importantly, the giving back. Because this man took nothing but kids. We're talking kids all around the city. His focus was kids from all around the city. Giving them that mindset, that Indian mindset, that togetherness, that culture, that unity, being unified. That's all Hunters was about. Tambourine fan was about. Treat Me Center. So that class, what is dope? Who is Dr. King? Malcolm X? Why do Hunters have to study? Hunters have to study in order to build a better. In order to build a better. That's why Hunters have to study. Have to build a better community. That's why we study. That's why read math. What do we read math and science? I told you who to lead. A strong black man. Without a strong black man having an education, how can he lead?
Right.
He can lead some ways, but the common sense way, the education. Look at Big Duck.
Right.
That whole thing is him. You may say all of them. Why? Who is Dr. King? Who is Malcolm X? Why? What? You're basically saying that's him. He's the example of how you do that, how you lead. If you study, you do. What is dope? Dope is part of that. Who the man that used dope? Dead man. Like all that is him.
Right.
No using, no drug. And again, a lot of the people who come from female to men. We may not have been the best examples or branched off the right ways. I'm not that perfect. But understanding, knowing better, that's what it's all about. Knowing better. You know better, you do better. If you see what's going on is not the best, you're going to try to do better. That's where I'm at. I could easily, I'm a part of this. I could easily say, catch me on the 23rd, catch me in April, easily, and forget about when I was on the news when we did the book, the coat drive. I'm telling them, and the little girl, when she seen I reached her that jacket, and that little girl looked at her parent and looked at me like, the smile on that child's face was, oh my goodness.
That was enough.
Like that's what it.
That was enough.
That was enough right there. That's it. That was the year. I ain't even have to second line because that's the year. Them kids coming in now, they saying them getting them coats. No, ask your parent. I'm giving you this. You want this? She like, yeah, I want that. She like, wait, my mama, this I could get. That smile was bright as the sun right now. Like that was it. That was the second line year right there. And we talking about way in December. This in December, giving away coats.
Damn.
We second line in April. I'm in December, and that child had me done. I did what I was supposed to do. I did it. I was done. That second line was just to let the city know, let's have fun. Like
we work hard, so we play hard.
When I gave that child, and that child did that, all them kids leaving from out of Tree Meet Center with the smiles, the jackets they wanted, the toys, and they got the thing. Yeah. That's what it's about. That's all it's about. That's from starting from Grams and Stelling the mom and the community we come from with Big Duck is all about giving them kids. All about giving back to them kids. So being from that, that's just I'm all for accountability and holding myself to a high standard. So being able to be looked at that way, that's what it's all about. Because if I was just out here like worried about second line, put your club on the line and this and that. It'll be like, well, he not trying to, I'm all for that. I love the competition of it. But them kids, our city going in the direction, the culture of it going in the direction where it's not about giving back. It's about second line. Who the second line the best. That's not what it's about. That's no. Big Duck, that thing coming in worried about no. What we did, we cleaned on the side of the bridge, man. Had us all on the side of the bridge. That's what we worried about. Is the community good? We going around picking up needles and stuff and worried about that. I'm going to sit and meet with politicians. I'm Freddie King and all these different people. Like that's where I'm at with this. So if other clubs have that focus, or this city, each club in every city, that's who everybody in those cities look up to. We gonna see. They represent those. You got your different clubs in the night walk. They represent each part of the night walk. You got the 6 walk clubs. If sidewalks say we having a pop-up, the whole city gonna be there.
Yep.
If the lady buck jumpers, when they come out, we gonna see the Slim Mama. Every club in this city can take each neighborhood, each community, and grasp it to where it's like, look, this is our focus. This is gonna be our focus. We gonna do this. Not everybody worried about that though. When we was trying to stop City Hall from being in Tree Meet,
that was a big old second line.
Moms stopped that. Moms, she's front line with that. Mm-hmm. Not no worried about she could have stayed inside and been doing and getting ready for April. No, you're messing with my neighborhood. They trying to take a historical monument. Louis Armstrong Park. But Mahalia Jackson Theater, knock that down, do whatever, and make it City Hall. So forget about our black historic, forget about them.
We're going to just do.
That's because all we worried about is Sunday. You see how far that go? Think about that. Don't let that go over your head. Mm-hmm. That's because all we worried about is Sunday. They don't feel like them clubs and the people in them neighborhoods worried about that stuff.
So we could do that.
They worried about Sunday. They not worried about this building.
So we can sneak on in there.
T to my girl, she tried, but you see the outcome when the community stay together. You see what happens in the 6 walk. If it was somewhere else, I don't know how it panned out, but you see what the 6 walk doing when it come to. Mm-hmm. And we know that's the blackest historical neighborhood in America. We know how that is, but we not know. How about the rest of the city do it? And it starts with these clubs. We bigger than politicians. We bigger than them city council people. Them people look up to us. They coming. We all uptown on Earhart, at the park on Earhart when you drop off the branch during the voter registration drive.
The voice is big. The voice is
Who they coming to? They calling moms, Freddie King, them different people, the politicians. They coming on at mom's house. Who they coming to?
Right. The voice is big.
They need hours.
Because y'all could assemble thousands in a matter of minutes.
Come on. Ain't nothing for it to be pop up in a 6-wall, Tuba Fast Square. But let's see if it's a voter registration. Let's see the pan out then. Voter registration pop up at Lehman Park at such and such. Voter registration, but it's a pop up second line. Let's see our outcomes.
It'll be big. So the second line, you put second line behind.
Come on. Just those different, you think about it. Who it is doing it, who it is representing what, and who it is could bring what we looking for.
Right.
The community. No, nobody bring the community, neighborhoods, like the social aid and pleasure clubs.
Man, so once again, I appreciate you for coming sit down on the porch again, representing them old and new style fellas, bro. Cause look, what y'all doing in the community is like no other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all showing everybody it's more than just second lining. And I just appreciate y'all for coming sit down and talk to your boy. Tell them where they can get at y'all, man.
Oh man, again, thanks for having us. Thanks for having me here, man, putting us on this platform. And you can find us at OLE New Style Fellas 6. It'll be OLEANDNU Style Fellas FELLAS 6 at yahoo.com. That's the email, and that's on Facebook. Both of the Facebooks are OLE New Style Fellas 6. Facebook and Instagram.
Right. Say, bro, I hate to do this. Right now, but I'm gonna kick this old 6 wall.
I'm gonna kick
his behind off this porch uptown. Cause he been going hard for that 6 out here. You know what I'm saying? So look,
the 6,
see, and he's still doing it. How you can still do it, man? But look, y'all, man, this was dope. I appreciate my man for coming sit down and talking to us, man. Look, go to On the Porch Podcast on IG, On the Porch with DA Crew on the YouTube page. Man, click, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do, because we're gonna keep bringing y'all this kind of content of people doing positive things in the city of New Orleans, people just making the city better. And old and new style fellas, they are out here doing it. Go check them out. They come out next year again.
In April 21st this year.
April 21st next year. They coming out again. But in the meantime, you could catch them giving out coats for Christmas, feeding people, and just doing big back to school drive coming up, just doing big things in the city of New Orleans. Just check them out. Old and new style fellas. Man, appreciate you, bro. Only cat in the 6 I'ma holler at like this here, man. But we out this thing. Peace.